Okay. So we are down Brina, but Paige says she'll watch the recording later. And I told her if she feels good enough to listen in later, she can always just join in and listen with no camera. So I don't know. You guys might see that pop up if she feels better. Okay. So the night darkens, an hour passes, and you guys head out, following a path pretty well worn in the road northward, or in the ground of the plains. And it takes you about 2 hours to travel the distance necessary. Are you traveling with light? Or are you just feeling your way through the darkness? Because I think all of you at this point have
I was gonna
some
say, I think
form
we
of
all
dark
have
vision.
dark vision.
We do. Are we just walking, or were we on the?
We're walking.
It's just you.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. They took the siege machines ahead of us to. Okay.
I'll keep an eye out because I think probably the farthest with 120 feet.
Okay.
I'll keep all eyes out.
The night is still and quiet. It's odd. You don't even really hear crickets and the normal night sounds. The only thing you get occasionally is a night breeze passing through nearby copse of trees and the slight groan of the wood as they sway. After a couple of hours, tense, constantly looking around you, you approach the tumbled ruin of this abbey. And suddenly, far off to the north, you see a flash, followed shortly by a distant boom and a slight tremor in the ground. It seems Rytlock's group has begun wreaking havoc. It only takes a moment before thin, wispy shapes begin to flow out of the shadows ahead of you, glowing ever so faintly in the darkness. First one, every now and then 2 or 3 at a time, but soon spectral swarms of dozens of ghostly warriors can be seen charging away into the darkness away from you towards the north. To your left, on the west side of the road, a crumbled stone wall barely 3 feet high at its highest point is all that remains of the grand abbey that once stood here. The ground within has never healed since the searing. Bare, scorched earth and broken masonry cover the floor within. But for a low stone arch partially submerged into the ground at the base of a short stair in the center of the space that descends to a pair of massive stone doors. Wait a few moments and the ghosts finally disappear into the darkness. All is once again black and still and quiet. Creep your way into the abbey ruins and approach the catacombs archway. Looking down the stair, you see these tall, arched stone doors currently standing slightly ajar.
I'm going to go ahead and cast Pass Without Trace.
Okay.
And I'm assuming we are moving more stealthily from this point onward as we hop down into the catacombs.
Okay.
Is there any like writing on or around these doors that we could see?
Not around these doors, no.
Okay.
Let's see, we are boarding there. Let me switch over to my catacombs.
As we approach, I'll go ahead and activate my mage armor, and also I'm going to cast Gift of Alacrity on myself.
Okay. Yeah, as you guys start to descend these stairs, you reach the slightly ajar stone doors. There's like a beautiful motif, like the panels, this door's kind of carved into square sections, about 6 or 9 of them. It's just sort of floral decorative patterns, nothing specific, no writing or specific figures or anything. The smell as you pass through these doors is of stale, sepulchral air. The touch of your footfalls on the stone steps grind a little bit with loose stone and debris and the dust of ages. You make your way down a series of twisting stairs and hallways. Occasionally you look off to the left or right and there's a small gallery or a little side chamber bordered by shelves that are embedded in the wall, like long niches in the wall that hold the entombed remains of the Ascalonian dead. You pass through a handful of higher, wider chambers with crumbled frescoes on the walls depicting life before the searing. Idyllic pastoral scenes, castles with high white towers, red roofs, and banners rampant in the wind. Occasionally, you find yourselves stepping over the skeletal remains of charr and sometimes humans, their armor long molded and decaying, their weapons rusted and of little use. The remains, it becomes apparent, of tomb robbers or ambitious adventurers. Occasionally, a skeleton lies next to one of them, shattered with wounds of obviously combat inflicted. Eventually, the descending stair ends in a wide stone room with immaculate floor tiles of black granite. In each of the four corners is a grim stone statue of a hooded man clutching an iron lantern that it holds out, burning with a flickering blue flame. On the north wall, a wide passage is visible but currently blocked by a single slab of smooth stone. There is no dust here, except what little particulates have kind of trekked into the room from the stairwell. And you can see several footprints nearby of large feline-like charr footprints that have tracked dust through, but they end about 3 or 4 feet in. And the floor and the walls are just smooth, glistening black stone.
Are there bones on the black floor? When you say immaculate, this is like a stark
There is
change of
nothing.
like there's just nothing on it.
So are we on a map now?
You are not. This is all theater of the mind.
Okay. Is there any like writing or anything that we can see, or just like solid black all the way to and fro?
Solid black.
I'll go up to one of the flames and I'll try to prestidigitate it out. Like snuff it out.
So you reach out and gesture, you say a magic word, and the flame flickers but does not go out.
I think there's something to do with these torches and lanterns.
They are interesting.
I mean, so there's just like a hallway before us?
There's the hallway that you came through,
Right.
and there is an archway on the far side, on the north side, that is currently blocked by a massive single smooth stone slab.
Ah. I just walk up and like touch it?
It is cold stone. A little bit rougher than the smooth tile floors, but stone.
Give it a little push. Solid, not going anywhere.
Hefty. Yeah.
Hmm.
Make an investigation check.
Do I see any kind of like mechanism to move the door?
Make an investigation check.
And
Or perception.
Ooh.
As you see Birdie kind of pushing and puzzling against the door, you can step up aside and also give it a once over. And you can see that there is a slight seam in the floor. It seems like this slab can be lowered to no longer obscure the passage. But as far as a mechanism to make it do that, nothing.
This is probably some kind of magic thing because humans built it.
Does anybody see any traces of where the Flame Legion would have come in? I mean, if there was a button or something, surely they would have had to activate it, right?
yeah, any like footsteps or dirt on the ground?
Any of our perceptive friends?
Apologize. You do see that as the hallway that you came in through, the dust and particulates and the crushed bits of stone that have fallen in and kind of scattered just to the first couple of feet of the doorway here, you can see their footprints entered this room just through the same way you've come. But
Yeah.
after about 3 or 4 feet into this space, the footprints just disappear.
I will cast detect magic and see if there's like a trace or something that's otherwise odd maybe in the room.
Okay. Immediately, the floor at your feet gives off a very vibrant aura of illusion magic. The flames themselves, I believe, each of them is magical and has an aura of evocation.
The floor is not real? I'll get down on my hands and knees and like start feeling around like what is up with the floor?
Can I cast guidance on Alexa?
Sure. Make a
Right? Is that what I have?
perception check. Yeah, it's
Yeah,
guidance.
guidance. Oh no, I'm not going to do that. Never mind, I can't do that.
Oh, because
I can't drop
concentration.
concentration on Pass Without Trace. Sorry, I just realized they were both
I'll say
concentration.
to get down to this level took you about 15 minutes. It was a pretty long, slow trek as you were being careful and stealthy.
What was the check? I totally missed it.
Perception.
Go on.
Okay. So you guys watch as Alexa says this and sort of looking around and gets down on her hands and knees and starts to move her hands across the floor, her sensitive Asuran fingers. And it's funny, actually one of your sort of long clawed, because Asura have like, it's not necessarily a claw, but it's more than a fingernail. You know, it's very much similar to a claw, but you're feeling over this and the pads of your fingers detect nothing, but your claw catches just slightly. There's a very fine, hair fine line on the floor, and as you feel over it, you can now detect it is curved and clearly not natural, but you cannot see it.
There is something here. It's weird. I don't know, but obviously there's some black thing in the way. Galatar, I don't know if you were able to dispel any sort of magic.
I could attempt to dispel it. We could see if that would work. If you know where I need to direct my dispelling, if it's just at the floor in general, or if there is a specific spot you found.
I
Oh,
look at
because-
this weird thing she found on the floor. Can I fill it too?
Yeah, now that she shows you where it is, as you kind of like scratch the tips of your claws over it, you can catch every now and then there's just this hair fine tracery of something, but you can't see it. There's something obfuscating it from your sight.
The
Can
only
I tell
light
what it is? Like,
Make an investigation check. What were we gonna ask?
is the only light in here coming from these torches?
Use 4 torches.
Hmm.
Running your hand over it, back and forth. It takes a couple of minutes, like really thinking about this. It feels almost like script, like handwriting, but very flowery and kind of ornate.
If I pull out like just a torch, I believe I have a torch. Or actually a candle. I have a candle.
Sure.
Yeah, in my adventuring gear, I have a candle. Would it be possible to just like prestidigitate, light this candle? Does like natural light that is not coming from these torches have any effect on this illusory ground?
So you guys all watch as Birdie pulls out this candle and waves his hands and says a brief magic word, and the little candle flame flickers to life, but the flame is blue.
Oh,
And
no.
it is eerie and spectral looking. It is a pale, ghostly white-blue flame.
Maybe we should put that out. I've got paper and charcoal. I could try to go over whatever's on the floor and see if we could read the writing or whatnot.
Does the blue flame
I'll put out my
illuminate
candle.
the floor at all though?
Now, as you kind of move the candle around and change the light, it doesn't appear to change anything on the floor.
are the lanterns removable?
I don't know. You
I'll-
make an investigation
Yeah, I'll
check if you want
go
to take a look.
check out the statue and
That's
The
interesting.
statues themselves are about like 8 feet tall, and they're each kind of holding an arm out to these robed figures holding one of these iron lanterns.
Wait, do you have reliable
Uh,
talent as a rogue? Now that you're
Do
level
you have
10?
reliable talent?
mm-mm.
Oh.
It's like-
That's next level.
Oh, I
Yeah.
thought it was level 10. Sorry.
oh, so close.
No, it's level 11.
Oh, dang.
They're well above Alexa's head level, but you're kind of at a height you can see clearly into these things, and you can see that like they're not removable.
Ah.
I will say, you do as you're kind of getting a closer look at them, you do see that in the lantern around the candles, like there are little bits of something, just like some of them are dangling. As you kind of look closer, it's like thread. Pick at it a little bit, and it looks like maybe a piece of cloth had been in there and torn a little bit in like the corner of the lantern, and it's as you touch it, it just crumbles. It's so old.
So the etching of the script that Alexa found, if I take a few minutes while Kalla's kind of examining the statues and things, and maybe I got several sheets of paper, so however many I would need to just kind of get a general idea of what that script might be and see if any of us could read it.
As you feel around, this carving appears to cover most of the center of the room. So it takes like 2 or 3 sheets of paper and rubbing to get the word "of," in fairly
Okay.
large but like elaborate script.
Can we tell what language that word is in? Is it in Ascalonian?
Sorry, yes, you and Birdie would know. It is Old Ascalonian.
Am I able to try and light this candle the old-fashioned way, not using prejudice? Because like I just find it strange that I lit this candle and like it shouldn't have been blue. Like it should have just been like a
Do
normal.
you have a tinderbox or anything to generate flame with?
That's a great question, Ryan.
Okay,
let me-
real quick.
Well, I'll tell you what. No, let's try this. I want to try this first. First, I'm gonna take my gem of brightness out, and I'll pop that. Which I don't think it takes a charge or anything to just
a light
emit
spell.
light. Yeah.
Yeah, no, the place is brilliantly illuminated with pure white radiance, and it's just very dark stone.
Nothing changes. Okay.
Bertie, I do have a tinderbox if you want to light your
Yeah.
candle normally.
If you could, I don't carry that. But if you could light this, that would be
Sure.
great.
And I'll light it for Bertie using my tinderbox to see if the flame's blue.
So what were you gonna say, Alexa?
The detect magic.
Yeah.
If you sense magic in this way, you can use your action to see a faint aura around any visible creature or object in the area. Can
You
I
don't see
try
the
and-
outline of the text if that's what you're.
No. I'm trying to
Okay.
find out what's generating the illusion so I can point Galatar to dispel it.
The illusion itself just is the floor. Like there's just a thin sheet of this aura over the entirety of the floor.
Okay, so I could just basically tell him anywhere on the floor, he might be able to dispel it. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'll light Birdie's candle first to see what that
Yes,
does,
yes.
and then if that does not go well, I'll just say screw it and cast a spell magic on the floor.
So you guys take a couple of seconds to work a flint and striking stone, and you manage to just get a little bit of flame going in this little ball of tinder, and it takes it first, and it's a brilliant kind of orangish yellow that quickly transforms into a spectral bluish white color. And as you lean the candle into it, it catches flame as a candle should, but the flame remains this spectral bluish white.
Can I ask, from an Arcana perspective, would I have ever come across anything that like talks of anything with a similar effect? Any sort of arcane studies that have talked of similar effects that they've produced?
Make either an Arcana or a History check.
Go Arcana.
I'd like to look at the other lanterns and see if I can figure out what was
26.
in it. The cloth thing.
Okay. Make another investigation check. Galtar with a 26. You remember reading just obscurely once that you were reading the book because it was like an adventure. It wasn't a formally written piece of fiction. It was just like the journal of a traveler who had passed through Ascalon doing some business, not with the charr, but trying to actively avoid the charr. They had passed very close to the Great Northern Wall and tried to smuggle things through the territory. And they mentioned that near Ascalon City, they had made camp and were trying very stealthily to avoid being seen or disturbing the ghosts. But when they lit their small cook fire, it took on the same baleful aspect of the faux fire, which was a spectral bluish-white flame.
Okay, I got an idea.
Hang on. So Kalla with a 14. You go around and you start looking at these other lanterns, and you can see like in one of them there's legit like a little corner of an old sackcloth that's just been torn out and just sort of sitting in it. It's very old, and as you pick it up, like parts of it sort of flake off, and it's very dry. But
Definitely cloth, not paper.
yeah, some kind of cloth.
Maybe we have to burn something in these fires.
Yeah.
It's
I don't-
possible.
I don't know.
As
Some kind
a
of an
sign
offering.
of something recently burned.
Does it look recent or this looks
No, as
ancient?
you're looking through there, no, there's nothing that looks new.
Okay, Galatar kind of getting like.
Hold on, I have one more
exasperated.
idea.
Okay.
I have one more idea.
Sure, go ahead.
Do we
quickly.
still have any of those canisters of oil?
No, Brina, I think left them, didn't she? Or
They're
did
not in
we
a bag
put-
of holding or anything.
They
I
are.
don't
Olive's
know.
nodding. I don't know if that's an affirmation or
don't
we
know.
got rid of
Eight.
them or they're. We still have.
eight vials of oil.
We had 7 pounds of oil that Galatar had left.
So what I'm thinking here is if we can like take away with our finger and like take a cloth or something and like trace along this whatever we can feel and follow it with oil and then light it on fire and it'll read whatever it says in fire.
Yeah, and we just have to read really fast.
Yeah.
Or it
Uh,
burns out.
Okay, so
I mean, I really
Yeah,
like that idea. I'm
Yeah,
100%
Galatar will
on
just
board.
cast a spell magic.
It's 7 pounds
Fire
of oil.
sounds
You
wonderful.
can have
cast Dispel
7.
magic.
I cast a spell magic on the floor, yeah.
Before, make your intelligence check.
It's an intelligence
Ooh,
check. Ooh, you have to
dude.
make a
I-
check with it. Ooh.
Oh yeah. I didn't. I've been doing these wrong
Mm.
the
Oh,
entire
no.
time.
Son.
Yeah.
No.
Now you reach out and you can feel the
Ah, I
magic,
had no idea.
and you try to extend your
Bitch.
own will to rend that enchantment away. It does not find purchase.
All right, that's a
Okay.
third level spell slot gone.
Get the
Was it
sense that
OS
this is
7? Oh fuck.
old Mac.
Can I?
Oh, so it's a spell. So I would know then that it would be a spell of 4th level or higher. Like I would have an understanding that the magic would be at a greater level than the magic that I cast.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, you know that the magic is there, and you know that it was not a simple enchantment that you could just wave away.
Gotcha. Damn.
So, Kalla, you said that there's cloth in these lanterns.
Yeah, like old bits of sackcloth.
All right, Birdie's gonna take his ascot, and he's gonna put the end of it in one of these lanterns and just see what happens.
Oh no.
As you guys watch as Birdie hesitantly kind of undoes his ascot and it goes to reach just like the tip into it, and as you do, it passes through the flame and nothing happens.
Thank God.
And
Oh
as
my
you
God,
get close, like
I'm
you don't feel
shaking.
any heat coming from it.
Yeah, dip.
Maybe you have to pray or something. I don't know.
None of us can read an old Ascalonian.
Yeah, I mean I can. It's just like can't see it.
Bertie and I can
Wall
read
isn't
it. We
all
just
stuff.
can't tell what's on the floor. Does
And
anybody
we're
have
still
any?
opposed to the oil plan. I mean,
Wouldn't it would be
I feel
like
like-
a flash though?
What do
I
you
mean,
mean you can read
we
it, but
could-
you
we
can't
can
tell
all-
what's
so
on the
we can all
floor?
we can all read. You know, how long does it take to read a couple words?
I can't read Ascalonian.
Well,
I can
good luck.
comprehend all
I can.
languages.
I think we should try it.
What do we mean we can read it, but we can't tell what's on the floor?
There's an illusion on the floor.
There's an illusion covering whatever script is on this floor.
Yeah,
We
the
cannot
black
see
floor
what's
is not
written on the
real.
floor, but there's something written on the floor.
And did we try the rubbing thing?
We got one
too
word because the
big.
rubbing's so big. We don't have enough paper to do a rubbing.
Well, we have an.
Oh,
We have. Oh, sorry. We have enough.
I can't hear what he's saying.
he's
Yeah,
saying we have enough paper.
I feel like we should do the oil thing. And Birdie's just gonna start doing it. I'm not.
If I trace it with one hand and then try to draw it with the other, can I write what I'm feeling? Just draw the shapes,
You can certainly try.
right?
Uh,
If I assist her,
Sleight
can
of
she do it
hand?
with advantage?
we'll say this is sleight of hand.
Awesome.
I would say it's hard to assist someone in this
Okay.
tactile endeavor.
19's not bad.
So, okay, with a 19, it's incredibly difficult because the lines that form this are so fine. You know, you start to make progress and your claw just kind of slips out, and then it's like you gotta find it again, and it's very, very difficult. After like a minute or two, you're pretty confident between Galatar's interpretation of what you're writing and what you've got is a really kind of fucked up looking capital G in
Oh, I got
ancient
like
Ascalonian.
one letter.
Yeah, like it takes time because it's really difficult.
Mm.
You could do it now that you've kind of seen how difficult it is, but it would take you a good while. Like,
I do
close
have-
to an hour maybe.
750 gold pieces worth of, papers, inks, other things. I mean,
Let's just try Bertie's method real quick.
we could
All right.
try.
I'm
But
sure.
okay, Mike,
I
how
mean,
deep are
Fire.
the
How am I gonna say
etchings?
no to that?
So also, how deep are the etchings? Like they would have to be deep
It's,
enough to hold the
it's
oil,
like
right?
a hair.
What I'm saying is like if
Do we
I
know
just
this is not gonna work?
hold on. No, if I take my finger and like am tracing along and I have an oil thing and I dip like my ascot in it and I'm just following my finger with this oil and like replenishing it, then it will make a line of oil on the ground. And if I try to keep it all connected, then at the end I can light it and it's just gonna light this line of oil that I've created.
But won't that take as long as Kalla taking her finger and tracing every letter?
Again, it is
Yep.
difficult
Yeah.
because of the fine quality
Right.
of the tracing. And it's
Yeah.
not very deep. You could try. I don't know that it would take quite as long, but your mileage may vary, and we'll have to make some rolls and see what story the dice tell us.
I think there's got to be a different.
Let me
way
ask
to
this:
do
is there anything I know from like Ascalonian history of like what kinds of things the Ascalonians liked to use for locking doors like this?
Hmm.
Like, oh, they always use the old,
Make a history check with advantage because of your backstory.
Also, does the door look like Brina could just like
Hang on.
grab it and like force it down? Or is that not gonna work?
There don't appear to be any handholds
Mm.
on the door. It's this smooth stone that's
Okay.
kind of like ensconced within this stone door frame.
Yeah. I feel like she would
Uh,
have tried that if,
I mean-
if it seemed possible.
She is very strong. I don't
You
think
know-
any of you have a hammer,
Or is it, you know,
but she
Brina
does
would
have an
help.
adamantine axe.
Mm.
So forcing it could potentially, I mean, you could certainly try. Birdie, with your 21, you actually recall your time with the charr. When you fought beside Rytlock, there was a tomb that you all were trying to get into to defeat the ghost of Duke Baradin. And in order to breach the doors of those tombs, there was an incantation that had to be made.
Hmm. Okay, so I do recall from my times past that the Ascalonians like to have spoken phrases for opening these kinds of doors. So I feel like if we can figure out a way to here's a weird thing. Can I put my face below where this illusion ends?
No, you get down real close to the floor, and it's
Okay.
it's not a level of illusion. It's the floor cast with illusion.
We're in a rush, yes? Like we need to hurry?
Yeah, kinda.
Okay, I'll cast a spell magic at 5th level for a what the fuck. Why not? Let's try to get through this thing.
Oh, damn.
Don't tell me to
An
roll for it.
intelligence check.
Oh, son of a gun! Ugh.
This
Uh,
is old magic.
Can
Old
any of you
magic is
raise the floor
dumb.
up above the illusion?
20, Ryan. Is it a
No.
level 10
20.
spell?
As you guys watch as Galatar just like steals his
35.
resolve,
Damn it.
pushes his hands down into the floor, sort of making a lifting motion, and you watch as this cloud of shadow starts to, it's like steam, but it's not white. It's all black shadow. It just starts to rise from the floor. And beneath this illusion, as it is torn asunder, this very fine, detailed script. It's very hard to read, but it is now visible.
So read it.
Alexa, I would say that
Oh,
now that the illusion aura has vanished and you are seeing this script, the script itself has an aura of transmutation. Just for informational purposes.
And
no,
what does
those
it
are magical words.
say?
So, Galatar and Birdie, it is not like perfectly clear. It's so finely etched. It's difficult to read. But both of you make either a perception or investigation check. Okay.
It's a plus
As
10
you guys
or
are like
12.
you're squinting, you're trying to get it. The flickering of the flames is not helping. It's reflective off this granite. Galatar, it takes you like 3 or 4 minutes, but you are able to read what is written on the center of the floor, and it reads thus in Old Ascalonian: Grenth, final judge, lord of the dead, keeper of souls. Guide us as we descend into your dark domain, and protect us from the terrors that await beyond the veil.
Can we get a repeat?
I'll put it in chat. There's chat. There's chat. Here you go.
So seeing what it says, I guess he'll speak the words out loud to see if it removes the rock.
Okay. You guys watch as Galatar reads over this a couple of times, kind of silently muttering to himself. And then he starts to read them out loud. And as you begin to speak, Grenth, final judge, the words begin to illuminate from within. As you do so, one torch dims and winks out. Lord of the Dead, Keeper of Souls, another torch winks out. The light replaces it on the floor and is illuminating these letters. As you finish the incantation, the 4 torches go out, and you hear suddenly behind or ahead of you the grinding of stone as this slab is lowered into the floor, and a dark hallway presents itself before you.
Is that the same incantation? Bertie, is that the same incantation you said before?
No, I think it was a different one. They just get off on that kind of like, ooh, you gotta say the password kind of thing, you know.
Huh. Okay.
Those old Ascalonians, they're a real piece of work.
Did you come in a different entrance before, Betty?
I was not here, I was at a different place.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry. So you fought the Baron somewhere else.
Yeah, I was at a
Closer to
different
the Citadel.
tomb. They got all sorts of tombs, catacombs, you know.
You know,
Up and no good.
Ascalonians.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Gonna creep forward and look down this hallway. Trying to be quiet.
It appears to be another descending staircase. Kind of spirals out of sight a little bit.
I'll
So-
start going down.
How much time would you say between the 15 minutes it took us to descend to there and then the time we spent in the room figuring that out? How much time has probably elapsed since Rytlock began his diversion?
About a half an hour.
Half hour? Okay. Just trying to keep a mental note.
I assume you all follow Kalla. Okay. Brina hanging back at the back of the line, just kind of holding her tummy a little bit. Maybe she ate some meat that didn't agree with her. Descending a final long, winding stair of cold stone, you find yourselves entering another space that is completely filled with darkness. It's totally dark. You are in a smaller chamber with massive stone doors recessed into the west, north, and east walls. The doors are 10 feet wide and about 12 feet high. The ceiling you're in is about 15 feet high, so they go almost to the top. The chamber itself is only about 20 feet wide, about 15 feet deep. It is pitch dark, and even with your dark vision, it's only dim light. You can dimly see some shapes, like there are carvings and engravings on these doors, but you would need a little light to properly make them out.
Do the footprints that we saw before that kind of disappeared into the illusory floor, do they now continue in this hallway, or is it too smooth?
In the darkness, make a survival check with disadvantage.
Sure. It's not going to be good.
Yeah.
Could have been worse.
You can kind of see in the shades of gray that you have, like, there appear to be tracks and stuff in the dust and dirt at your feet, but it's really difficult to tell who and what.
Can I take out my gem of brightness and cover it so that I get like a dim light?
So yeah, you put like a thin silk on
An
it,
ascot,
and you just get
yeah.
like a couple of
Couple
feet of
ascots,
dim light.
wrap them around, yeah.
So you can see now below this, just kind of at your feet, the dust is pretty thick. There's lots of kind of fallen rock and crushed stone kind of laying around, and there are lots of tracks. It looks like this was a place that was heavily trafficked in antiquity, but there are large charr footprints heading in all directions.
Can we try to open one of the doors?
Which door would you like to investigate? East, north, or west?
Is there any writing?
I'd like to check it out,
Yes.
like see if there are any traps before the doors? Like, does the floor look safe?
Make a investigation check. With your passive perception, yeah, you and Kijri both, and Birdie now, it doesn't immediately appear like anything's out of place.
Okay.
So you just want to kind of look at the general floor before each door.
See if it's safe to approach each door.
Seems that way. You don't see
Okay.
any tripwires or telltale signs of plates or anything like that could trigger necessarily.
And is there any writing that says, I don't know, like death in front of any of the
Which
doors?
door would you like to investigate?
Andrew here
Uh,
first.
Which do all of them look safe, Kalla?
Yeah, they all look safe.
Let's start with the door on the right, I guess, because there you said there's one ahead of us and one on either side.
Yep. All right. So the east door, it's two slabs of stone butted up together, and they are carved to depict a thin priestess, high cheekbones and hair pulled tight into a bun, standing over two corpses, hands outstretched, performing funerary rites, with an old Escalonian inscription that reads, "The ossuary, where the bones of the fallen in defense of Ascalon are enshrined forever."
Okay, so this seems like it might be something perhaps not great if the full fire is bringing dead spirits back to life.
Does it look like there are more charr footprints going to one door over the others?
With your investigation, I would say it looks like there are more prints going to the north door than the other two.
It looks
Okay,
like they've
then-
been going north the most.
Well, then let's look at that one, because I don't think the ossuary is where we want to be, right? Wouldn't make much sense. So I'll
The north
read the north
doors.
door.
They bear a distinctive carving of a robed figure and a long, horse-like skull protruding from beneath a deep, cowled hood. You both humans know this to be a representation of the god Grenth, the god of the dead. The inscription in Old Ascalonian reads, "Within these hallowed halls lie the honored dead of Ascalon. Only the chosen of Grenth may enter here."
Okay, so that could potentially be problematic too. He'll go ahead and walk over to the west door, I guess, just to check those doors and see what they say as well, just so we have a complete picture.
Absolutely. These doors depict a beautiful woman in carved relief, her face kind, but sad. And written in Old Ascalonian are the words, "Here in the cathedral rests Lady Althea, flower of Ascalon, that her grace may give eternal comfort to those who follow."
And this was Lady Althea, like the queen at the time of the.
You would know Lady Althea was the betrothed of Prince Rurik.
Oh, okay.
Make a history check. And Birdie, you can too if you want.
Did I see her in my vision that I had at the Cenobium? Or am I thinking of something else?
I don't think so.
Okay, let me make this history check. Let's do it now here. 5, solid on everything.
You were not really into like the romance epics. You know, you were more of an action-oriented bard. Galtar with a 19.
Sucker for romance.
You remember that in one of the great sort of chivalric legends of Ascalon, the tragedy of Lady Althea. That during the battle up to and after the searing, she was captured by the Flame Legion and sacrificed upon one of their flame altars. Prince Rurik and the nobility sponsored an adventuring group to go retrieve her remains, as well as the engagement ring that he had bought for her, which some Escalonians referred to as the Star of Sirmia, after the city in which it was created.
Was she the Baron's daughter? Or am I
believe
thinking
so.
of somebody else? Okay, she was the Baron's daughter.
Duke Baradin's daughter.
Okay, Duke Baron.
Thank you.
Star of Sirmia. So did you all want to just try to follow the north door to proceed as quickly as possible, or? I don't know what Grant's chosen would mean.
Yeah, how do you get chosen of Grinth?
Presumably
So-
you die.
Birdie like holds his hand up, and you watch as his like Orion signet ring kind of changes to. Is there like some sigil of Grenth or something?
There is like a kind of symbol of the Church of
That'll work. That'll work.
it's sort of like a glyph that the initiated use, but it's
Yeah.
frequently stylized in their temples and such.
Perfect. Yeah, as that like appears on his Orion signet ring, like you do it like that, baby. And I'm gonna-
Oh, go ahead.
yeah, I'm gonna walk up to the door, see if I can like push on it or something, or walk. I walk up to it? Something happened. I don't know, probably nothing happens. But
Yeah, you go and put your hand on the door. Nothing happens.
I
probably
did
broken.
study at the Temple of Grint for a couple of weeks to learn the Speak with the Dead spell. While I was there, would I have heard, I don't know, anything about like the Chosen of Grint, or do they?
You probably would have heard. It's another term for the priesthood.
Okay, so
The priest of Grenth would be called one of the chosen.
the priesthood of Grint. I don't know. Do you think it's another, like we have to say something?
Maybe we can just ask Grinth and he'll let us in. I don't know.
I don't know. The human god's not great at responding.
Went up and touched it, and nothing bad happened, is what I was telling you.
Oh, so he didn't
to
push
open
it. Oh, okay.
Yeah, I'll push. I'll push over.
Okay, yeah. So you
Slowly.
go and lay your hand on it, and nothing explodes.
Right. Okay. Cool.
Yeah, so you push, and it is apparently unlatched, and begins to kind of shift against the
Oh boy, door.
against round this heavy stone door, and as you kind of push these out of the way, another dark, pitch black space is illuminated before you.
Huh. Do I
So
see
should we continue forward?
anything
See
in
about
there?
10 feet in.
Great.
It looks like a hallway, about 15 feet high, and as far as the dim light goes, you can see about 10, 15 feet into it, and then beyond that, it's just sort of like a dark gray haze for your dark vision.
Yeah,
We hear
apparently
anything?
Grinth, not real choosy. I'll just,
Everybody dies, you
Yeah.
know.
just
I mean,
walk
honestly, it's a
through,
priesthood of the dead worshippers.
Oh.
It's not,
Checking for traps as I go, walking through the door.
Kalla, as you step forward into the archway of this door, I need all of you. Hang on a minute.
Oh, wait a second here.
All right, hang on. I
Partner.
need to double check something because you may be all right.
the 7th level.
May I remind you that the Chosen of Grant opened the door.
All it takes to fool a god is a really nice signet ring. They don't give a
Be
shit. That's good
surprised.
enough.
You know,
Yeah, absolutely. They're not paying attention.
good enough for most bounces. So
Make
Mm,
make an
makes sense.
investigation check for me, Kalla.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah. So you kind of step forward into the darkness, and I need all of you to make a Constitution saving throw.
yep.
Oh,
Oh, yeah.
wow.
Where's our paladin?
We're
Give us a
stunned for an
number.
hour.
Is this a magic thing?
It is.
Oh wait, never mind. I don't get advantage on this. Fuck.
Okay. is that
Do we
everybody
need to
wants
roll
it?
for Brina?
Yes. Oh, I
Have her.
got it.
She may be the only one of us that survives, so this may be
Oh,
crucial.
she got 20.
There we go. Ace in the hole
Okay.
right there.
So everybody but Brina, you see as Kalla's foot steps into the archway, there's a flash from the ground as this arcane glyph is illuminated, and you are all blinded by this radiant light.
Blinded
Ow.
by the light.
Uh,
Oh, balls.
you pull your eyes tightly closed in pain, and you suddenly feel the air past you like move. There's movement among you, and you hear a creature shouting, "Intruders, ye my lord beware!" As there's a whoosh deeper into the tunnel as this creature flees. Brina manages to get her arms up in front of her and tightly pull her eyes closed enough to avoid being blinded. And as she kind of shakes it off, she sees a shadowy figure disappearing down the corridor before you. And she turns to you, Kalla, and just says, "Are you all right? Is everybody okay?"
Let's see.
I can't see. Could I have taken a swipe at that thing when I felt it run by?
I would say for this you were completely surprised,
Okay.
and so we're unable to take that action. But after a couple of seconds, your eyes start to kind of focus again, and you're able to sort of blink away the blindness. It only lasted for a minute. And eventually, like, you make a save on each of your turns. I'm not going to play out like 16 turns of rolling shit. But Brina, standing now near you all, looks down and says, Kalla,
Mm.
Oh no.
is this normal?" And she points to the ground, and as you all look down, Kalla, you have no shadow.
Oh, dip.
Do any of us
Just
have
Kalla?
shadows?
Yeah.
I don't know. I'll figure that out later. We gotta go kill something.
And as a note, Kalla, I'd like you to make a note. You are vulnerable to necrotic damage at the moment.
Okay.
Oh.
Whoa.
This is like some One
Okay,
Piece stuff,
so
man.
it's just her.
So it's just Kalla.
Okay.
So this is because she's probably charr in an Ascalonian thing.
Could be.
I recognize the name, right? This is a little more personal.
Huh.
Well, it happens
Yep.
sometimes.
Do you want me to take the lead on this? A lot of these traps might be aimed at non-humans.
It's more personal than that. I know this guy.
Is this about you being from the Flame Legion and having the name Kalla?
This is about me killing 4 of his friends and he ran away like a coward.
Oh, he did just run away again, so that
Oh.
makes
It
sense.
sounds like
You
perfect
mean like-
timing.
The guy, the shaman guy?
Yep.
Wait, the shaman guy's the
Oh,
coward?
You know him?
Yep.
Whoa.
Damn.
Deep cut.
So
Okay.
you got an
Yep.
extra space on your belt for another tail tip?
Oh yeah. No, I've been
Ow.
waiting on this. I didn't think it happened so soon. So
Whoa.
Yeah, I mean, she has a whole
Yeah.
bag of holding for all their tail tips. So, can you tell us anything about him as we go after him? Is there anything we should know, like weakness or other than he's a coward?
I mean I haven't seen him in 5 years, so I don't really know.
Okay.
I wouldn't know anything like weaknesses or
His pride, his vanity.
well, yeah.
Yeah, other than that, no.
What's his name?
Immalor.
Imalo.
IMMILOR.
Thank you, Ryan.
And that's what the ghost guy said. The shadow guy going by said Immalor.
Yeah.
Immalor beware, intruders.
All right. It's crazy.
So what do you do now?
I'm dropping past without trace because clearly they know we're here. Should we just
I guess
go
it's time to
down?
hustle.
Could we
We
tell
should-
which way this thing ran?
It ran down
Open
the hall
door?
that you just opened. Yeah.
Let's be quick, but let's not jump into a trap. Let's, be careful. They did ambush the other people and they supposedly have ghosts at their beck and call.
Maybe not beck and call. Just seems like they don't get attacked by them.
Don't know, we just should be careful, but we should probably just move quickly as well.
Yeah.
Alright, do we want to figure out an order? Kalla, are you okay? Do you need to be in the middle of the...
I'm fine.
Monkey in the middle.
Insight check.
Ha!
Do I know I'm vulnerable to necrotic damage, or I just know I don't have a shadow?
No, you don't have a shadow.
No, I want to know if Kalla said she's fine. I'd like to do an insight check on that. Maybe there's
Okay.
there's a little more to this story that I'm not.
Call
Ooh.
actually
Make an
sweat.
inside check.
Ooh.
26.
Is Kalla fine?
Yeah, she's fine. She wants to kill this guy.
Damn, she's
All
tough.
right.
Yeah, you
She doesn't
see,
know why she doesn't have a shadow.
you detect a clear rush of adrenaline, a bit of excitement. It's been a minute since you've seen Kalla so keen to get on with a job.
All right. All right.
Alright, so what's going to be our marching order going forward? Brina, do you want to take the front?
Our tummy hurts. Give her a
I don't
break.
care to go in front. But
Oh, that's true. Maybe you should go in front. Brina is feeling a little sick. I can go second, though, to
Brina
back
says,
you up.
I will stay in the back. I had
Right, I'll go
something-
in front of Brina. Hold her hand.
One of the charr in the big tank thing gave me something bad to eat.
Okay, you take the back. I'll go behind Kalla to make sure she's okay. I can help protect us if we get into an ambush.
So Kalla, Galatar. I'll go after Galatar.
And this passage is about 10 feet wide, so you can walk 2 or 3 abreast if you need.
Yeah, I'll walk with Alexa then.
I'll go in the middle, I guess.
Yeah, then I'll walk beside Kalla on her right.
Are you proceeding with your light, or are you walking in darkness?
After we get blinded, I'll activate my safe, actually.
Do you think that light's helping, guys, or do we want to get rid of it?
I mean, we don't need it, do we?
Do you think
No,
it
we
will
all
show
have dark vision.
our position to them if we have
No,
light?
we can go without light. We'll go without.
Okay,
Yeah, I'll ditch the
smart.
gem, put it back in my bag.
Wrap it tightly up, put it away.
Yep.
You make your way down this hall into the darkness until the sound of your footsteps echoing changes slightly, and you find yourself entering a tall, cylindrical chamber with sheer walls of rough-hewn stone. You can just make out in the ceiling, high above, maybe 60 feet, it's very high, just a scattering of small stalactites dangling in the shadows. A walkway extends from the open archway before you into this hollow space where a massive column of stone rises up from the darkness of a seemingly bottomless pit to form a central platform. And you can just make out with your dark vision, these in only shades of gray, there seems to be a sort of mosaic on this platform. A walkway leads you to the platform, and then 3 other walkways branch off, going east, north, and west.
Is there an obvious way that the creature, person, whoever it was, ran? Like, do we see footprints? Or do I hear noise?
Make a perception check,
Cool.
and I will put you all on the map.
Dun, 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 dun. Oh, I will say I have to AFK about 7 o'clock for a few minutes. I have to feed a bunch of animals.
It's cool.
My mom's not here. She usually does that, so I have to do it.
It's nice of you to feed the charr that are gonna kill us.
Yes.
I mean, you know, it's important.
Petrie, With your 27, you hear a constant whoosh of wind in this very open, very large, very wide, hollow space. Other than that, you hear no sound. You don't really smell anything unusual, and looking, it is very dim, but you are walking on hard stone with very little particulate. There don't appear to be any tracks.
I'll
Could we go forward?
yeah, I'll move forward and like checking the floor for any weird bits. It might be a trap.
As you step out, you can feel the hollowness underneath you. The stone tiles of this walkway are thin, and there are no handrails. You are on a open air, 10-foot wide walkway, and on either side is just black abyss as far as you can see. As you walk, you can hear like the tap of your claws ring out as there appears to be very little underneath the stone tiles supporting the weight. Let me
Terrifying.
see. This is... Oh, okay. Kalla, you all watch as Kalla kind of puts her weight on these tiles and starts to step out. And 4 or 5 steps in, there is a crack, and a chunk of the tile falls out from underneath you. I need you to make a dexterity saving throw.
Bye, Kalla.
Yeah, you feel the tile crack, and just as it starts to give, you leap sideways and are able to avoid tumbling. You watch this tile disappear from your dark vision very rapidly, and you stop and listen. A couple of seconds go by, and then bloop, as it crashes into what sounds like water.
Is there anywhere we could tie off a rope?
Not really. It's all pretty flat stone.
What if I have a climbing kit?
You could hammer a piton into the joint maybe between the archway and the stone wall.
All right, I'll do that.
Okay. Yeah, you guys watch as Kalla walks over and starts digging through her bag and pulls out a couple of climbing tools, starts to hammer a piton into the angle between this stone archway and the carved cave wall. And it's in this space, even with the kind of whoosh of the rising air, there's this very distinct ding, 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 and it echoes all around the chamber.
Wish for a silent spell.
But you are able to fasten it and get your rope tied to it.
Okay. No way to tell which way they went, right? So.
Not really.
So, which door do we want to try?
I don't know. Is there any writing around any of the doors like there were before?
You are a good many feet away from the door.
If I slowly follow behind, Kalla very carefully.
I mean, last time it was going straight. Maybe we just keep going straight.
I don't know. People have been going straight for too long.
Agreed.
Try to slowly make my way across this.
Okay. Yeah, with your hand, firmly attached to this rope and the piton, Brina, as you start to cross, like grabs the end with the piton as well and sort of wraps it around her arm and holds it tight. I've got you. Don't worry. You are able to sort of scooch across this, kind of following in the seam between the tiles right down the middle and make your way safely onto the platform.
Like out here?
If that's how far you want to go, yeah. Do you do anything with the rope once you get over there?
Is there any place here to tie it off or no?
There are some holes where the tiles kind of grow away, but you gather that might not be the wisest load-bearing structure.
Now that I'm closer, can I see anything different about the doors?
From this distance, I would say you can see that the door to the north, it's 12 feet tall, and it is a pair of double doors. There is a very large carving on it. It's fairly intricate. Several humanoid figures. Kind of hard to make out in the darkness, and you don't really know humans that well anyway. But it seems to be some sort of human artwork. It's pretty elaborately carved. You don't see any inscription, I don't think. Yeah, no inscription. The others to your left, it has a carving, one on each door. Each door holds a carving of one humanoid, and they're kind of turned towards each other, their arms kind of out, hands clasped in the center of the door. To your right, there is an engraving of another human carrying what looks like a longbow, and standing on the opposite door is what look like a couple of animals. You're not really sure. One might be a bear or a dog. It's hard to tell.
Well, this is supposed to be where the honored dead of Ascalon are buried, so maybe these are like represent people in groups buried here or something.
Potentially, do you think if
yeah.
we hold on to the rope and follow you, Kalla, that we would be okay?
Yeah, I could probably anchor the rope to one of these doors. Which one do we
hang
want to
back.
check out?
I think we go north. Just keep going straight.
Well,
Okay.
also a fine place to start.
Yeah, they always keep the pricey stuff in the back. So
I will make my way to the north door and anchor the rope there.
Okay.
Try to spread my weight out. You know, walking on all fours.
So how long a rope do you have? Because it's
That
more than
is a good
50 feet
point.
across this chamber.
I have two 50-foot ropes, so I'll have to tie them together.
Okay, and bear in mind, a piton is like
Yeah.
a thing. Yeah.
Diameter it is.
Yeah. Okay. So the rest of you are like hanging back in the archway.
Yeah,
Okay.
I'm waiting and watching for Kalla's imminent demise.
Right, yeah. So Kalla, you make your way over to that door. Start rummaging through your pack again, pull out your tools, and again, you guys hear echoing around this chamber, ding, 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 king, king. Eventually, the tapping stops. Kalla, you kind of give it a tug, and you feel Brina kind of tug back in response. Seems pretty solid.
All right. I think that's as good as it's gonna get.
Okay, then I guess I'll follow Kalla after her, slowly
this-
holding onto the rope.
Does this door appear to be trapped or locked?
So, make an investigation check with disadvantage, because it is dim light. 15. It doesn't appear to be trapped. You don't find any tripwires as the rest of your party's sort of pulling themselves across and very, very sort of timidly, carefully stepping while holding onto this rope. A couple of you, as you walk, you do place a foot and feel the tile give underneath you, but you've got a hold on that rope, so you don't have to make a dexterity check. Looking at this door, Kalla, does not appear to be trapped, and as you look at it, you don't see a locking mechanism. But as you put your hands on it and push a little bit, it does not give. Yeah. Galatar, if you're over there,
Yeah.
go ahead and make a history check, but with disadvantage because it is dim. It's hard to
History
see
check.
these carvings.
Sure, disadvantage. Just a
Um,
12.
Yeah. Let's see. It looks like 6 humanoid figures. You're pretty sure one of them is supposed to be King Adalburn because he's got a big crown and kind of royal regalia. The others, in this light, it's hard to tell. Presumably famous Ascalonians.
Okay. I guess I do have to do that, but okay. I do have a candle and I do know prestidigitation, so I guess I could prestidigitate a candle close to the wall. If that would give me a light source. Oh wait, I might know the light cantrip. Hold on.
I was gonna say I don't think prestidigitation can produce.
Oh, I thought I could
Like a
produce like a
lasting
small
light.
flame on a candle.
No, it can light a candle.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you have a candle, it can light it for you.
Yeah, I've got a candle on me.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know light, so it would have to be the prestidigitate the candle.
Yeah, so you guys watch as Galatar whispers an incantation and waves his hands as this candle flickers to life. You do see outlined in much better light now, and the candle flame in the sort of passive wind that is whistling around this chamber flickers terribly and almost goes out. But you can see these carved figures better. However, as you are looking at these
So
figures
sorry.
now illuminated,
Uh-huh.
there is a sudden screech from high above you and a
Damn it.
sound. I need you all to roll initiative, please.
Way to go, Galatar.
Hey, I wanted to see what the cool things were, okay? 300 years old.
I forgot I have a button that does that for me.
Chandler, didn't you give yourself
Yeah, I was trying to figure out how to roll an
Okay.
individual die on here.
Yeah,
I'll just do it
I don't
DD.
really have a thing in Foundry for it. You just roll your real die or D&D Beyond, either way.
Yeah, roll in D&D Beyond. Let's see if it shows up. Oh, it's a 1. Great. It's an initiative of 8.
Wah, wah.
Okay.
I'm just so distracted by the beautiful architecture.
All right. So, were any of the rest of you like halfway out into the room? If you want to place yourselves where you were, or you can say you were hanging behind to watch.
No,
Rena would
I,
have been the
I
last
was
one.
definitely where I am.
Okay.
I don't think I would have moved either. I was literally just hanging back.
Okay.
I think Brina and Birdie are missing from initiative tracker.
Oh right, I didn't roll for Brina. Birdie,
I-
what does
I
Birdie
rolled
roll?
for
I rolled mine. It
And,
didn't appear.
okay. And you. And you.
I might not have had Birdie selected. Might be why.
Okay. Brina updates. What was Brina's 12? Oh, 16.12. Okay, there we go. I thought it looked a little sparse. So, you guys watch as several of these stalactites detach themselves from the ceiling, and as they rocket towards the ground, they spread out almost like a squid, and like the fan, like a parachute of flesh catches the air as these long tentacled arms reach for several of you. Let me put them on the map.
Oh, fuck! They are in our space.
Yes, this was a nest of them. Go here. So, let's put some stinking combat Music on. Oh, come on. Froze on me again. Catacombs. Okay. I gotta reload the page. There. It's a subtle difference, but a little bit more combat music. So Alexa, as you hear this flapping sound above you, you watch as several of these creatures drop all around you, and it is your turn. I don't know why it's not on you for initiative. Damn Foundry.
Are these creatures have eyeballs, right? I don't remember if I've seen these on these characters before or not.
You have not seen these before. Although you are a creature from a race of underground dwelling.
That's fair.
So
I always forget that part.
oops. Shit, there's too much here to click on, and these are too small. These are small creatures. They're about the size of a squid. And you can see, like, as they flap down towards you, you can just barely make out these dim red eyes kind of on the periphery. But you know that creatures that hunt in the darkness like this are usually capable of seeing.
Right. No, but as long as they've got eyes, I think I will look at these two in front of Birdie and I and try to catch their eyes and yell at them. And I need them to make intelligence saving throw as I attempt to invade their minds.
Okay. What's the original spell for this?
God, that I really can't remember right off the top of my head. I can look it up though.
Because I don't think it says specifically that they have to have eyes.
No, it does not.
Okay. Yeah, we're good then.
I mean, I added that for flavor, and I've played it that way for flavor. If they didn't have eyes, I didn't use it.
They have eye-like structures.
Okay.
We'll say it works. So they need to make
Fair,
a
I appreciate
save.
that.
Intelligence save.
No, the other one is just a creature you can see within range.
Oh yeah, no, that's hardcore. No.
Crap damage though for a level 3 spell.
Intelligence. 7. That fails as well. Phew. Wow. So it was just the two in front of you?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, they both fail.
I'll tell Birdie, those two, they're stunned for a second. Not really actually stunned, but they can't take reactions, and next turn they can either only move, take an action, or bonus action.
It's Tasha's Mind Whip.
Yes, that's it.
Got it. Yeah. All right. So you feel the lash of your mental force and these well, you flavored it, the stream of eyes that you're sending into their brains. You gather that they stagger in the air and are trying to like swim backwards through the air to try to get away from you. But yes, it hits.
And yeah, I'm just gonna stay put and kind of look at the one beside me and prepare for the inevitable.
Okay. Kalla, you see one of these rocketing straight towards you.
Yeah, is it within melee range of me, or is it like flying?
Well, it is flying, but it is within 5 feet of you because it is
Within
coming
5
at you.
feet of me. Okay. Then I will pull out my short swords. Bonus action, take aim, and I will try to hit it.
Okay. That hits.
Okay.
19 sneak attack damage. For a total of 27. Yeah, that does it. You just like as
Oh.
it's coming towards you, you stop and hesitate for just a moment to measure it up, and then slice upward and just cleave the thing in two, and it flops dead onto the tile.
That's the end of my turn.
Okay. Brina is going to swing at this one in front of her, seeing Alexa kind of turn and look at it fearfully. And she is carrying the Shadow Sword, but I would say she's probably not using that right now because it would put the rest of you in more darkness. So we'll just say she's using her great sword. Alright, 22 definitely hits. 14. Okay, and then second attack, she gets 2. 24, yeah, definitely. 15, damn, that's a nice roll. So
Rolling
it's
good for
gone.
Brina.
2. Yeah, she takes one swipe and hits the thing. It slams it down onto the ground with a massive gash and starts to quiver and try to like flop away. And she just golf swings with her sword and sends it flying in 2 pieces over into the abyss. And then she will stay where she is, with a mind to keep an eye on the rope. And so that takes it to this one. It's going to attempt to...
So it like, what was it, Jimmy? It only gets an action, or
It can move, action, or bonus action.
Okay.
it doesn't get reactions?
It does now.
Does now.
Yes. It gets it back. It can't take a reaction until the end of its next turn. But because I attacked it before, this is its next turn technically. However, on its turn, it only gets to take this, the 1 of 3. No, I guess it doesn't. You don't need to move, so it, probably can just take an action.
Okay, so it'll only take an action. It will descend towards you, Alexa, and it attempts to wrap its tentacles around your head to kind of attach itself to your face. That is a 13 to hit.
But it does not, luckily.
Okay. And what is...
I would say it doesn't say that it prevents a multi-attack either necessarily. Just to point that out.
So that is its turn. The other one's going to attempt... Well, let's see, whose turn is it? This one. Okay. This one's going to attempt to attack. Did that move y'all's screen? It moved mine to center on this creature. Did okay, good. It is going to attempt to attack Kitri. That is a 19 to hit.
That hits.
It's the same one. It goes for Kitri and for.
No, it's there's one down here
Oh,
beside Kitri. It's hard to see because it's pitch black.
I just now see it because you pointed it out.
No. One, and you don't even notice it as it comes in. It swoops up in front of you as you're paying attention to Alexa getting ready to hit something else, and it suctions onto your face and wraps its tentacles around the back of your head, squeezing the breath out of you. You take 4 bludgeoning damage, but you are blinded, and you are beginning to suffocate.
Ooh. How do I note suffocating? Just.
There's not a condition for it. It's just you are unable to breathe.
And how long can I not breathe for? It's my constitution.
I believe it's a number of rounds equal to your constitution modifier.
So 2.
I think minutes.
Well, you can hold your breath
That's
for a number
right.
of minutes equal to
But you haven't taken
your
a breath.
constitution modifier, but you haven't taken a deep breath to hold it. It just kind of swooped around and got you.
So I have 2 rounds to sort of get this thing off my face before I suffocate.
Or you drop to 0 hit points. Yeah, unconscious.
Cool beans. All right.
That is its turn. Which leads to. Which one? Oh, okay. One next to Galatar will attempt to hit him. That is not going to hit. And the next one will also try to attach itself to you. I think that will hit.
So clingy.
My AC is currently 21, but if it looks like it's going to hit, I'll bump it up to 26.
Yeah, you see it coming, and it's about to wrap its tentacles around you, so you cast shield. And that pulse of energy just manages to deflect the tentacles, and it sort of like pushes the air away to try to regain a little bit of altitude, having failed in that attack. Because it rolled a 22.
Roll.
Let's see, that brings it to Bertie's turn.
Yeah, so is there one right in front of me?
Yes.
All right, yeah, I'm gonna. Right next to me. I guess I'm gonna take out my short sword, which is a silvered short sword, and I'm gonna attempt to swing it at this this creature.
Okay.
This one here. 14. 14.
14 does hit.
All right, we're in business. That's 3 slashing or 3 piercing damage. Doing good, doing great. That's all I got. Yeah, that's all I got.
Okay. Keytree.
All right, I can't talk, so I'm assuming I can't. Yeah, I can't cast like Shillelagh because it's verbal. So I'm just gonna take my staff and try and it's not gonna have any bonuses. So I'm just gonna hit it with the staff.
Like, clock yourself?
Yeah, like
I
hit
love the
thing.
visual.
Like, I think that regularly Keytree probably has her staff out, so she's probably just like gonna try to not
absolutely.
hit herself.
Oh god, I just see Keytree beating herself behind me.
Please roll. Why is this not rolling? Okay. It's not rolling in D&D Beyond, so I'm just gonna roll a D20. And add 4 to it, so that's a 18. So plus 4 is 22.
Oh, that hits for sure.
Okay, and then all it takes is 1d6 damage. Oh, plus my dex, so 1 plus 2 is 3.
Okay.
3
magical
points.
bludgeoning.
Yes.
Yeah.
Does it do anything to get off my face?
No, it is on there tight. You would have to use your action to try to like rip it off.
Whoops. I thought about that, and then I was like, no, I feel like hitting it would be better. All right, I think that's my turn because I don't have.
Your face if it's dead.
That's also true.
Okay.
All right, that's my turn.
Right. This one. I think that was a mistake. It already went. The Birdie, has the one in front of you attacked you?
It hasn't. I just thought it was being nice though.
Okay, no, this is its turn, but I confused it with one of the others. I thought it had already gone. So
Damn.
we'll attempt to.
I don't know if that would get it off my face.
Oh, that is a critical hit.
Of course it is. Yeah.
Lovely, lovely. For 6 bludgeoning damage.
Ow.
But you are blinded and unable to breathe. You're trying to fend it off with your sword, and as you go to swing, it just takes advantage of that gap in your defenses and lashes onto your face. It brings
Yeah.
it to Galatar.
Where's the second one that tried to hit me? Is that in the corner off the bridge beside me?
Yeah, there's one directly beside you in the flank space.
Okay, sweet. I will draw my blade then and light it up with a green flame as I swing at this boy.
Okay.
Let me roll that. That rolled.
Yep, 24 to hit, definitely hits.
24 to hit, so that boy
5
takes
piercing damage.
so that's 5 piercing damage plus let me go to my cantrip here. Plus green flame blade is an additional 1d8 to that target, which I just rolled.
Okay, so
And
that's
then
13.
a second 1d8 to the target within 5 feet of it, so the one right below me, plus 5 for that one. So the second one takes 11 points. This one takes 11 points of flame damage.
Okay.
And then are they both still standing?
Yes.
Okay, then I will go ahead and take another swipe at the one to my left.
Okay.
My second attack. Try and cut it right out of the air.
23 definitely hits, and 11 damage will do it.
Ooh, rolled an 8 on the damn die. Nice.
As it just, you skewer it, and as you rip your sword out, it just sort of falls limply down and disappears into the darkness.
Sweet.
Yeah, and I think that one already went, so that takes it back to Alexa's turn.
Yeah.
Kalla, you're on deck.
So I see Keetrie's got one on her face, and Birdie's got one on his face. But Birdie took a bigger hit, so I will attempt to, drag a tab out from the window and fuck everything up. I need it to make another intelligence saving throw, but this time I am driving a psychic nail right into its brain.
Did you say the one in front of you or the one in front of Birdie?
The one on Birdie's face.
Ah, okay.
Yes.
To make it save.
It's a very shit roll too.
That is a 10.
Alright, so yeah, it takes 5 psychic damage, and if it makes a save, it rolls it's baned essentially. Minus d4. But that's if it makes a save. Within the next turn, I'm sure if it comes up. But that will end my turn, because I still don't want to get hit by this thing.
Should they have made saves at the end of their turns?
No, yeah, that's only one round for that Tasha's thing.
Okay.
Yeah, no, they're not under that effect anymore.
Awesome.
That's strictly one turn.
So what did this mind sliver thing do?
Gave it it baned it, essentially.
Baned it. Gotcha.
1d4 if it makes a saving throw.
I see what you're saying. Yeah. Okay, that brings it to Kalla. And
Yeah, I keep
Brina will be up
debuffing them
next.
over and over. with
I'm gonna
different
pull out
things.
my bow, bonus action take aim, and shoot the one in front of Alexa.
Okay.
I thought you were gonna say the one on Birdie's face, and I was like, how dare you?
Yeah.
Mhm.
26,
That does hit.
30 damage.
Wow.
Yeah. Alexa, you hear the of the arrow as it passes through the air, and it just passes through the thing. It doesn't even stop. The arrow just clatters against the stone wall, and the creature, with a soft sort of falls over the edge and disappears into the darkness.
The end of my turn.
Okay. Brina is going to run forward and attempt to grab this thing from Birdie's face.
She get
Or
me
actually,
or
I was
Keith?
to say, since she's
Sure.
standing next to Keitry,
Yeah, I
yeah,
was
she'll
gonna
try
say.
to get the
Yeah.
one off Keitry.
That was what I was hoping for going for Birdie.
This is a creature. Turn. Okay. Yeah, she just needs to make a strength. Say or strength check. Fuck. Yes. And since it is a strength check, her athletics is plus 10. Okay, yeah, just barely, oddly enough. So yeah, I'll say this kind of comes off between you all. Brina turns her over, grabs Keitry's by the shoulders and spins her around. You feel these hands grab you and spin you, and you can just barely hear Brina say, "Hold still!" And she grabs it, squeezes, just pulls, and there's a sucking sound. It is removed from your face, and she just sort of throws it into the air, and it now pulsating like a squid beneath the sea or like a jellyfish. That was her action. So I imagine Brina just turns to you, Keitry. Are you okay?
Uh-huh.
Let's see where. All right, so it's its turn now. It will attempt to attack Brina.
$13.
17. Yeah, that definitely hits. 6 damage. Alright, down to 89 hit points. Insane amount of hit points. And yes, Brina is, we don't need to put the status markers on her, so I'll remember. Just put this in here. So as she pulls it away and sort of shakes it off her hand, the thing just reaches forward and lashes onto Brina's face now. That brings it to Birdie.
Okay. So can I let's see? How's the one on my face looking? It took. I mean, like, did it look strong when it hit me?
I mean, it's hard to tell.
Yeah, I bet.
It's not taking any physical damage.
Yeah. I have how many rounds before I die?
What's your Constitution modifier?
It's +1.
Let's see let me see which one this was. Yeah, so it grabbed you after your turn, so this is it. When it gets, I think at the end of this turn, you will fall unconscious.
Wow. So I can like feel I'm running out of oxygen.
Yeah.
Okay.
Desperately to get this thing off of you.
Okay. All right. We'll break out the big guns then, I guess. I will. You're gonna make me burn a big spell, aren't you, Ryan? It's so rude, honestly.
I'm not gonna make you do anything.
Okay. This thing on me. I know I can get off it. All right. We're just gonna do it. What the hell? So, okay, would I know enough about Dimension Door? It says I can take a willing creature, but I don't have to.
No.
Correct?
No, you can just go yourself. Yeah.
Okay. I would know enough that it would not include this creed, like that it discerns between creatures. Okay. I will cast Dimension Door then across over here, like behind Kalla.
Okay.
Yeah. I will
Alright.
cast Dimension Door on myself.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
Yeah, you guys watch this. There's just a, as Birdie appears beside you, Kalla, and right behind you, Nelatar. You sort of like leaned up against this door.
Let's see. Yeah, I think that's my turn right there.
Yeah, okay. Keytree.
So I'm assuming that one on my face is still hanging around.
It's on Brina's face now.
Cool. I'm going to G. I'm debating the order in that I want to do this in, but I would like to. I can bonus action into a wild shape, right?
Yeah.
Hold on. That might not be good. Okay.
Something about what's good is in the moment. Yeah.
May not be good for Brina, I'm saying. I'm going to try and rip it off Brina's face before I wild shape.
Okay.
So as my action, I'd like to, I guess, pull it off her face. Is it a
Make an
strength?
athletics check.
Athletics check. Okay.
Yeah, this is a strength check to see if you have the muscle to rip this thing off.
Oh gee. I got an 8.
You do not.
Cool.
Yeah, as you grab and pull, like Brina's pulling against you, and the thing's tentacles it's latched on there too tightly.
Then I will bonus action turn into a bear.
Okay.
A brown bear. Bear tree is coming out.
I will say that
I
where
don't have
you
the
are
space.
currently, you would be too big.
Can I scoot? Hold on. Wow, I'm losing all my. Can I scoot? If I scoot to like, if I dive like catty corner, would that be enough space? Like,
No, you would
to
take up the area of 2 squares by 2 squares.
Oh gee.
Yeah, brown bears are big.
Huge, in fact.
Okay, hold on a sec then. Actually, I still want to do that. I'm gonna scoot then. Oh, not onto that square. Onto this square. Maybe one more? I'll do one more. Okay, I'm gonna run up here and turn into a brown bear. Kind of panicking. Maybe hoping Alexa will help me.
Let's see, brown bear, wild shape.
I don't know how, if I could, oh gee, I don't have dark vision as a bear.
No, you don't. So the world around you goes black as you shift and dodge your way through combat out into the center of this platform where you have enough space, and then suddenly you all hear, but your world goes black.
Cool. I really thought this through, you guys. That's my turn.
Okay. Let's see which. I gotta figure out which one of these this is. Oh, good. This is this one. So seeing Birdie gone. Oh man, what is he gonna do? Well, Alexa attacked it, but there is a giant bear, so I guess it's gonna try to attack the bear. Try to immobilize that. This does not. That's normal. What's your AC as a bear? 11? Yeah.
11.
That just hits.
Oof.
Oops, not this one. So your bear form takes 7 damage, and you are blinded. And you have 3 rounds before the bear will drop to 0. That brings it to Gallatar.
Slightly more time now. Question, does this start as round 1 or does next round start as round 1?
The next round will be like that's the first round.
Okay, like
one
rounds that I
round
have
gone.
passed. Okay.
Yeah.
All right, thank you.
You're welcome.
Okay, so Gallatar will once again light his blade up and take another swing at the guy right in front of him to just try and cut right through it. And it'll be a 24 to hit. And 10 damage from the rapier itself, plus 1d8. See if this does it right. So that's just 7 additional damage. So it would be 17 total.
Okay, yeah, that's enough. Yeah, so yet another as you turn, just slice right through it. This big gash as it sort of falls over and starts wiggling and flopping around on the tile beneath your feet before it just shudders and goes still.
Okay, and then 30 feet of movement. I guess I can get to Keitry's. Well, I don't know. I'd have to get. Where would I have to get to? Because is she occupying this space too?
She is occupying from this corner to this corner, 2 by 2.
Okay, and is this space? Is it have room for somebody to stand in or no?
Yeah, you could squeeze into that space if you wanted.
Okay. I will attempt to squeeze into that space with my movement then. Yeah. That
Okay.
would work.
Yeah, you go right up to the edge and you can kind of feel your toes and your boots kind of curl over the edge of this tile. But
Yeah, I'd like to think he kind of stops grabbing onto Keitry's fur and then takes his blade and swings it right at where that thing is wrapped onto her face. For his second attack. 18?
18 hits.
And 10 points of damage.
That'll do it. Keitry, all of a sudden you feel a hand on your side and then there's a sudden impact and the thing just lets go and sloughs off onto the floor.
And he clings very tightly to Keitry's fur.
Yeah, you
To
kinda
avoid
turn-
falling off.
It's pitch dark, you know, you can't see anything, but you feel Galatorga like clinging on to you and you can smell him so you know who it is. Okay. That brings it back around to Alexa.
Again, just turn around looking at Brina, still covered in squid. I'll shove another mind nail straight into its brain. God, those are shit damage rolls. DC 16 end save.
Intelligence save. Fails.
Well, it takes 3 damage.
And of all of them, this was the one looking the best.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can hear just a little sort of.
I just kind of step
creature.
forward to Brina's side, just, not really try and help, but I'm there for moral support.
You're like trying to jump up and grab it as she's flailing with it, trying to
Yeah.
get it off but you just can't reach.
Absolutely not even close.
Kalla.
Ends my turn.
Is the only one left the one on Brina's face?
Yep.
I will just hold a shot for if someone peels that off her face or another one comes out.
Okay.
'Cause I don't want to move.
That brings it back to Brina, who make another athletics check. Oh, yeah, natural 20 for a 30. You see her just like palm this thing. It rips it off and throws it to the side. And it ends up just kind of fluttering over in the abyss to beside her. If you want to take a shot, Kalla.
All right.
Alexa, you watch as Brina just rips it off and she lets it go. 14 will hit.
14. 29 damage.
Yeah. This one actually just sticks it into the wall, pinned there just at head height. Okay. Okay. Go back to regular music. We're technically out of initiative.
Is that middle of the chamber holding up there with a big bear in it?
The center is actually supported by a stone column underneath. Yeah.
Yeah, I was
Okay,
thinking the same thing.
Dude, I know. I saw your face as soon as she
Like,
shifted.
oh, she's gonna
Yeah.
fall.
I was like, well, there goes a whole different scenario now.
The central platform has about a 10-foot wide stone column supporting the dead center.
Okay.
There are bits where like the stone is flaked and crumbled away, but generally it is supported there. Yeah.
Oh, also
So-
before we continue, Alex, was it better for you to stop at 7:30 or 8, or does it matter?
Just whenever we hit a good stopping point here, if y'all are cool with it.
Yeah, I'll wait to feed my cats. I don't care. I'm not gonna stop now. We'll just keep going.
So everything goes eerily still. It is silent except for the sound of ever-moving air that sort of howls up softly from this seemingly bottomless abyss. All are panting, some of you a little bit roughed up. Everybody looking relatively good though.
Yeah, I will say I'll probably pop a regular healing potion.
Oh yeah, that's good. I did take Kalla's belt, and it's strapped to my backpack. I've got it like tied around, and I've got a couple potions put in it.
Keytree would have put hers on too, but she's a bear right now. But she can talk.
Yeah.
So should we pick a doll?
Well, we were heading towards the north door. It appeared to have famous Ascalonians on it, I think. I kind of got interrupted when I went to examine it, but
Looking up at the ceiling, does it look like there are more of these things up there?
It is pitch black, and the ceiling is 60 feet above you.
Okay.
You can make a perception check at disadvantage if you'd like.
Sure.
It's really dark. There are stalactites up there.
Mm.
Could be more of them. Maybe not. You don't know. So what are you
When we're
doing?
moving forward, would someone be so kind as to guide me by the shoulder, maybe? I don't know. Maybe this was a poor choice.
I'm looking at this door to see if I can figure out how to open it.
I think you may want to stop being a bear before you go off the central platform.
Good idea. And I'm gonna unwild shape.
All right. So several of you are on the central platform. Brina, at this point, grabbing the rope, will slowly make her way across to the center. Yeah, there's a sort of creak and a groan under her weight as the tiles audibly protest such a large creature walking across them, but she manages to make it to the platform without issue. What are the rest of you doing?
Well, I'll go ahead. I'll tell you what. I'll go ahead and pull out my gem of brightness covered in a couple ascots, very dim, about a candle or so, and see if I can read whatever Galatar said he was trying to read.
Okay. So there is no writing. When you uncover this dim light kind of illuminates the door before you, you see 6 humanoid figures carved in grand relief on these 2 massive stone doors. Make a history check. Now that you have some time.
Oh.
Great. Yeah, one of them's clearly the king. He's got the big pointy crown.
So I think that's the king, maybe.
Mm.
Just to say.
Would I recognize any of this?
No. You have no idea about Ascalonian history.
Who is it, Bertie? Who's on the door?
The king, and the knights that go with him.
Are you sure that's accurate?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I might walk up and look if Bertie still has his light on. Although, can I see it from here? Do I have to be right next to it if he's got a light on it?
You can see it, but it's dim.
Okay.
Dark
I'll
vision
move up
in
next to it then.
pitch blackness. Yeah, you're basically seeing like a kind of like if you walked into a dark room, but there was moonlight outside the window. Like you can kind of see shapes, but you can't really make out fine detail.
Okay, if I get right behind him, can I
Yeah.
see it okay?
As Birdie's kind of like moving this lit gem in front of the door, you're able to kind of get a glance at all these. Make a history check.
Okey-doke. 24.
24. Okay. First, you see him pass over the right side, and you recognize from adventure stories that you had read in your youth the figure of an Ascalonian man who served Prince Rurik, named Nente, Nente. He was the Master Ranger, chief of the King's Rangers. He led patrols of the borderlands to keep beasts, monsters, and especially charr out of Ascalon. You also recognize a sort of priestly woman in robes that have like stole and a high collar and billowing sleeves. You recognize Kasha Blackblood, Kasha Blackblood, who was notoriously the high priestess of Grenth in the last days before the searing. She and several other acolytes led people into the catacombs near Ascalon City to hide from the charr, and her deeds fighting against them that day were stories that were often told and retold. You recognize one woman as Lady Althea, sort of typical of her depictions in historical texts and other artwork. She has like a crown of flowers and long wavy hair, and clasped two hands to her chest, and on one of her fingers is what looks like a small star, kind of stylized in the etching.
Okay.
And that would be the Star of Sirmia. And then finally, there are two figures sort of flanking everything, kind of at the top, facing each other, arms entwined. It's a little more obscure, but you recall there was again one of your favorite sort of fantastical romances. The two figures, when pictured together, are often simply referred to as the lovers. The romance of the court's two most potent spellcasters was a well-kept secret until their deaths. Vassar, Vassar, was a skilled illusionist, while Ralena, 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 called by some people the Stormbringer, was a gifted elementalist, specialized in like evocation magic, calling forth fire, water, wind, and lightning. And they all kind of surround King Adalburn because they were his sort of most trusted and legendary courtiers.
I will say, seeing the one person with like the star on their finger, I will turn my signet ring to be that star, hoping to get a little leg up in here maybe.
So it's not like a 5-pointed star. It's like she's clasping her hands to her chest, and you can see the carving of a circular ring around her finger, and then it's like a starburst, like a shining gem.
Gotcha. Yep.
And you said Vassar was an illusionist?
Yes.
I wonder if Vassar could have been the one to do the illusion on the thing.
Could have been. Is it like where are these carvings? Are they at like our level? Are they like up above the door?
Well, the doors themselves are 12 feet high.
Yeah.
And these are taking up the entirety of the door.
Okay, so they're at our level per se.
Like some of their faces are, 10
12
feet
feet
in
up,
the air,
yeah.
but some of them are 6-7 feet up. Yeah.
Is that like hand with the gem thing, is there like an impression there, or is that just like start
No,
like?
these are carved in relief, so they're all standing out, kind of 3D.
Gotcha. Okay.
The Resident Evil gem in place.
I was gonna say, like, well, my gem of brightness fit right in there, maybe. All right. Any ideas how to open this bad boy, or just push?
Well,
You did
Alexa,
so well the last time.
did you detect any magic on it at all?
Oh. How fucking far away am I at the moment? Yeah, I'll cast detect magic. I'm close enough.
Alright. The
Actually, I
doors
can
leading
see.
north that you are standing in front of are definitely emitting a magical aura.
Yeah, they're definitely magical.
I want to say abjuration.
That's Galatar, if you know abjuration, that one's probably bad.
Yeah, it's abjuration.
Generally, abjuration would be defensive. So I mean,
Okay. Evocation, that's the one that hurts
yeah.
you.
Abjuration would normally be to keep people out or ward off particular things. So
I
it
mean,
may have been
that's bad for us.
well, but it may also, I don't know. Is the I guess there's no way to tell if it's charr kind of magic. Do either of the other doors have magic on them, Alexa?
Yeah, I can see them too. I'm within range.
30 feet?
Yes.
Okay, yeah, my bad. No, they do not have a magical aura. However, the tiles beneath your feet are emitting a very strong aura of conjuration magic.
Oh.
Shit again.
Make a perception check for me, Alexa.
These
With your
tiles
insane vision.
are real, but not as they appear real. Oh, yeah, nat 20.
Yeah.
Nicely done.
So you can see, even in the dimness with your insane vision and your robes, there is a time-worn portrait of Grenth, god of the underworld, and several of the tiles around your feet are stained with ancient, long-dried blood.
Yeah, okay, well, I mean, noticing that, I get out the new Frostworm dagger from my backpack and just, prick my finger every so gently and put a little smear of blood on the tile, I guess. See if anything happens.
You guys watch as Alexa digs into her pocket and pulls out one of these daggers and pricks her finger and starts to put blood on the tiles at her feet with no explanation.
Huh. You okay, Alexa? You doing all right?
Nothing happens.
Yeah, no, it was just random thought. Trying to speed it along, maybe.
Do you need more?
I hope not.
Should we check out one of the other doors?
Okay,
Or-
we
I
had
don't-
thought. What if it needs like Ascalonian blood? Thought. I'll walk back over where Alexa is, and there's like dried blood on the floor.
Ancient stains of blood.
Like copious amounts? Or are we talking just like little splatters?
It's very dark and it's very hard to see. But
I mean,
you're
I'll
kind
get
of
my
shining your light.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like you can see like there are several places where pretty decent sized pools of blood and they're like little spatters in places, and yeah.
I'll do a little cut on my cut on like little cut on my hand and try and drip some out.
Do a little cut, squeeze a couple of drops out.
No.
Wait. No.
Damn it. Didn't work, guys.
Charr blood, maybe?
Yeah, try charr blood.
Sure.
Dietrich, you're next.
Yeah,
That might
all
be
these
spat.
people hated charr.
True enough.
I will carefully, slowly make my way back over there.
Okay.
And drop some blood on the floor.
Just like a little cut on your hand or your finger or something.
More like somewhere on the arm. Like, why do people always do the hand? Do you need that?
Like cut a little
Yeah.
bit on your forearm, just like flex a little bit, squeeze a little out.
Yeah.
Oh, you
Um,
went for it, huh?
Drip, 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 drip. There is a tension in the air, but nothing happens.
Each of us has to try it.
Galatar, make an Arcana check, or Alexa as well, since you're also proficient in Arcana.
Sure thing, boss.
I don't think Sylvari blood's gonna work because
17 and 19.
there weren't Sylvari when this place was built.
Yeah.
so-
But what if each of us has to put blood on it for it to open?
I don't. Let's see what the nerds think.
It's kind of obscure, but with a lot of this blood magic, it's pretty rare and it's hard to find documentation for it. Stuff like this is typically passed down by word of mouth through religious or zealous cults. But there's seems to be something missing. You've got the component, but you need the incantation.
Do you think maybe we need to say what was out on the floor out there about Grenth?
Yeah, couldn't hurt.
Yeah,
Couldn't hurt.
yeah.
Or something like Hail the Ascalonians?
Good work.
Hey, Grinth, open the door. No.
You guys try saying a couple different phrases, repeating the scribing you'd seen earlier. Nothing happens.
I try the names of the figures on the door in the order that they appear on the door.
Sure.
Right to left or left to right.
Left to right. That's Ascalonian way of reading. I don't know.
So do you spill some blood?
Yeah.
On the door.
With my nice new dagger. I want everybody, Kalla to know that her daggers are being used to cut ourselves.
Yes, they've drawn blood. Allied.
It's probably
blood.
like
Just,
serrated. That's probably a bad idea.
It is. It's like a great white tooth.
Yeah, well,
So you prick a little bit of your palm, or
No, after watching Kalla, I'm going for the arm. I've learned an arcanist.
not a deep cut, but a little one, I assume.
Yeah. Like a
Fuck
shallow
it, to the
cut,
bone.
A
forearm.
little bit to get some drip.
Yeah.
So you start to flex and put some drops of blood on here. You start saying, Althea, Kasha, Basar, Relena, Nente, Adelburn. Silence and darkness.
I yell out, Gwynt, open this fucking door.
And we repeated
Slight
what we
tremor.
we repeated what we said from the first door already, right?
Yeah.
Do you think there would be writing on the other doors that might give us the?
Couldn't hurt to look. So there's no writing. If I take an ascot or two off of this gem, a little bit more light in here. Now that nothing is swooped down at this little bit, is there any like writing on the floor that we're missing, or?
You back on the center tile here and turn
Yeah.
on the light.
Ah, so bright.
Wow.
Not necessarily quite that bright, but so an illumination sort of sweeps over the floor, and now there doesn't seem to be any writing. Yeah, it's really just an ornate mosaic.
Can I try to say
Gold.
open in Ascalonian?
Yeah.
That do
Do
anything?
so, and just silence
know.
and darkness.
Alright, well.
These doors were not magic.
Mm-mm.
No, they were not.
But do they have writing?
And
I'm-
now that the light is illuminating a little bit of this space, you can kind of see better. The doors to your right, the doors on the east, say Nente's Bower, and the doors on the left say the Lover's Tomb, or the Lover's Rest.
I'm gonna
Well-
go check out this door. Moving very slowly. Checking to see if it'll hold my weight before I go forward.
Yeah, it kind of creaks and groans a little bit, but you manage to make it over okay.
Alright. so this-
Alexa, same as you walk to the west, you step, there is a brief sort of, but the tile holds.
I will carefully follow behind Alexa.
Does this door look trapped or locked?
Make an investigation check. With your perception, you don't notice any tripwires or anything obvious on the exterior. Taking a minute to kind of really carefully go over it, doesn't seem trapped, and there doesn't appear to be a locking mechanism.
All right, I'll push it open.
It squeaks open a little, and you see a descending tunnel into the darkness.
You want us to go over there, Kalla?
I'm thinking maybe we have to go in here first. I don't know. Maybe
I
the
think-
password's in there.
I think that's a good idea. Do you want to start with the Master Ranger or with the Arcanist?
Mm.
I guess she already opened that door. Alexa, have you done anything?
No, I just came over here because, I mean, who doesn't like a little love story every once in a while?
Does it open?
I'll try and open it.
Before, I was going to say before we open it, I'd inspect it for traps.
Yeah, as you reach up and
Oh my
push it,
God.
gives open.
And we're
And
blind.
there's another descending tunnel into the darkness.
Probably about the same as over there.
Can I send Ibu into the tunnel 100 feet? I'll put my hand on Alexa and I'll bam Ibu into existence and send him 100 feet ahead.
Yeah, so the tunnel descends. You guys watch as Galatar conjures Ibu, sends it flying, and then braces himself and closes his eyes as you've seen him do before. The owl disappears. Galatar, as you watch, it descends down and quickly has to come to a landing on the ground because it can't hover in the air. About probably 100 feet, between 90 and 100. At the end of this, it sort of descends, turns a little bit, turns back, but it terminates in another tall pair of twin stone doors.
Is there any writing or anything in the doors or like a picture of the lovers?
Yes, there is a picture of the lovers. Vasar is on the left, Relena on the right.
And is the depiction on that door the same general depiction as is on the north door? Like, are they depicted in a similar way?
In similar regalia, but their poses are just sort of resting peacefully.
Okay. This just leads to another door with the picture of the lovers carved upon it. We could look and see. I would imagine that the other door probably leads to a similar place for the ranger.
Gala, you can't hear me, so you know, I think you really stink sometimes. You should probably take a bath more often.
Woohoo!
Okay.
Got him.
Flies his way back out.
Yep.
Galatar comes back to his senses.
Oh, thanks,
Alright.
Alexa. I really appreciate you letting me use your shoulder. It's very kind of you.
Anytime, don't worry about it.
Yeah.
It's good to know that there's just the statues down there. I bet it's
Yeah.
the same on the other side.
Probably. Do you want to start with the ranger side color?
Sure, I guess. Seems safer since I'm a lot heavier. I'm already here.
Sure.
Yeah.
Let's start with that side.
Yeah, that's
Before
fair.
we leave, can I check out the mosaic like one last time?
With the fresh blood.
Well, with the fresh blood and the dried blood to see if there's any like
Oh god.
particular pattern of like the blood of like the old blood, and like is there a special way they were doing it, or is it on a certain spot?
Investigation check.
Does it seem like this is intentional, or like someone was just killed here?
Yeah. Roll for investigation.
Okay. 11. With
It
how
doesn't
my
look like
rolls
people
are
were
going today.
sacrificed.
Okay.
There's not enough blood to be a lot. Like the whole thing isn't drenched in blood. There are just places where it has been spilled, but the places themselves seem kind of random almost. They're not concentrated in any one location.
Okay.
And it's that Alexa said in terms of the magic, she was they were on the like in front of a door, or were they on the center platform?
The center platform.
But there are multiple tiles on the center platform, and did we just put all our blood on the same tile?
I imagine you sort of spread out wherever you were standing.
It's the whole center platform is magic.
Yes.
Oh, the entire. Okay, so
Yeah,
all
the whole
tiles.
platform is like the central platform is a single like mosaic of little tiles that form a picture, you know?
Yeah.
And
Uh-huh.
the whole mosaic is magic.
There were just specific spots that have more dried blood.
Right.
Gotcha. Okay.
No, it's more of just bleeding for fun.
Yeah. Well, maybe one of these hallways will give us some clues as to what the magic fucking password is. I hate Ascalonians. God, I'll say it now.
Sometimes it's not okay to
Are
hate
you
yourself.
so? Are you Ascalonian in your ancestry, or are you Orient? Because didn't you open that door that one time in the?
I mean, isn't everybody a little Ascalonian these
That
days?
was Ascalonian royalty. That
Ascalon-
door.
I know I am descended from royalty indirectly, you could say.
Oh, I was thinking it was Orient royalty on that door under.
No, that one I did do a little goof. It was, I think they wanted an Orion, and I transformed myself to look like an Orion.
Hmm.
Yeah, I might,
But
who
then
doesn't
that
have a
made
little
you a blood
Ascalonian
Orient?
blood?
But then didn't it want the blood of an Orient, or
No,
just to look like an Orient?
no, I can be very convincing.
Huh,
Yeah.
pretty simple magic.
Are we going down this hallway?
Yeah,
Okay,
let's do it.
I'll start heading down the hallway.
Okay. You all begin to make the descent into the bower of Master Ranger Nente. And we can call it there tonight so that Rena can join us.
Yeah, that'd be
Yes.
good. Yeah, all these doors, bruh.
Do we want to
Yeah.
guesstimate a next play?
I got I like, if it's not pertinent to the rest of what was the deal with the front door and like the lanterns? Was there like a trick or something in terms of getting under that illusion or like getting rid of it?
I think it's safe at this point. The priests of Grenth, as part of their ritual entry into this sacred space, would enter in and douse the lanterns. And when all the lanterns were out, the text would glow in the darkness, and they would entreat Grenth to protect them in the dark.
How did
Okay.
you douse the lamps though? Was
Yeah.
it just like dispel magic?
It's a
on the lamp?
continual flame spell. And so you just it's kind of like the gem of brightness. You just put a cloth over it, and it.
Oh,
That's why they're all this.
okay.
Very
Oh.
smart. Very
Yeah.
smart.
That's smart.
Okay.
We were
Dang.
so
And
close.
a couple of you have Arcana skills, but nobody has to investigate that
Well,
aspect of it. So
I
couldn't tell you.
forgot. I burned 8 levels of spells though.
Spending resources.
I
This
had
is the
to-
point of dungeons.
What
Yeah,
level
I love it.
spell was that illusion?
I burned a 4th level
don't
so I
know.
didn't suffocate from
Oh.
little squid Billy.
Right.
Yeah.
Once we get out of this thing, can you tell me what level spell that illusion was? Because I'm so curious.
Was it like a hallucinatory terrain?
I don't
or
know.
something?
Don't know? Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So some things have to remain a mystery.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Can we
The end of the campaign,
determine-
I'll tell you.
Interesting. Okay.
Can you what now?
Can we determine next
Yeah.
time over teams maybe because Paige isn't here?
Yeah.
We can
Yeah.
I'll put a
post
day
in.
or okay. It might be easier to
Well,
get a day.
I'd say with all of us here, is there any particular day that works for you guys?
So today's the 5th.
Like, does next
Um,
weekend work for you all?
No, not for me.
Yeah,
No,
next
we can't.
weekend wouldn't be the best. I'll be back in town next week though. If we want to do like a weeknight, I could do Wednesday. I could do Wednesday of this week. I could do Wednesday of next week.
I could probably do Wednesday of this week or next week.
Like Wednesday the 15th?
Yeah, I could do either the 8th or the 15th.
Same.
Let's do the
15th might be good though. That gives us a
Yeah.
little room.
We'll say tentative, and I'll put that in teams. And if Paige can't do that, what about Sunday the 19th?
Yeah,
Should be
Yeah.
fine.
should
That
work.
works for me.
I literally don't have anything on a calendar, so. Yeah, no, that would be fine.
Okay. Let's say it's tentatively Wednesday the 15th at 6.
Sounds
Done.
good.
And then if not, the Sunday the 19th will be the backup. And I'll put that in Teams for Paige, and we can confirm it.
Sounds
If
good.
it doesn't have to be a backup, it can be another play session.
Could be.
Yeah. Could just be a good
Sometimes
Sunday.
when plan B is so good, you want to make it plan A.
Well, oh, I should probably stop the recording. If you're watching this page, we love you. We missed you.
Yeah.
We look forward to seeing you next time.
Feel better.